Hello, hello, hello. I am currently live in 3 separate locations, so if at any point in time I'm not looking directly at you, I'm looking at somebody else. So I am very thankful and grateful to be here today, and I hope that over any given amount of time anybody decides to join. But today we are experiencing some very powerful, very potent, very beautiful full moon energy, and we did have a beautiful eclipse just this morning. Unfortunately, I got overcast like I normally do when I would enjoy to view something and didn't get the chance to. So I appreciate everybody on my TikTok that sent me pictures of it. But today we are going to be refocusing a little bit more on the full moon aspect of this energy, talking a little bit about the numbers, the numbers that make up our reality. And I have a couple really cute little activities planned as well. So if you join, you join. If not, I'm gonna sit here and communicate with myself for the next little while. So I do have my handy dandy notebook, as one does when they do magic work. And then I also have, of course, my deck. Oh, the sun on the bottom, adorable. So gather your supplies. There's also some like cute little drawing activities for this. So definitely get excited because it's going to be really cute. Let me just check really quickly. All right. So let's talk about more of the astrological energy for right now. So this full moon is happening in Virgo. Virgo is all about the details, kind of the more subtle energies, being the observer of a situation. Can't get much past a Virgo. They'll let you think that you did, but that definitely does not mean that you did. And then it's also happening in Pisces season, which is beautiful. We love Pisces season. We're getting a good flow together, trying to stop a lot of resistance. So I feel like this eclipse energy, especially with the 333 being all about kind of the Trinity, body, mind, spirit, so bringing ourselves into a better alignment, and also working on the details that will help us overcome a lot of this resistance. So helping us manifest some of the things that we are working on manifesting. But overall, going with the flow, having a goal, but not restricting ourselves to the way that we get there. I think that is a very hard energy to embody, especially if you are any sort of heavy earth energy. It's kind of the structure without the pressure. So being a little bit of an earth energy myself, I know that I can put a bit of pressure on myself to get things done. However, I think this is a beautiful energy to set some goals, not necessarily start anything, because we do still kind of have that eclipse energy working around. So more so getting the messages about how we can best go about these goals that we're working towards, and also what, being a full moon, being about release, how can we release a lot of this energy that is kind of blocking us from our path. Okay, so I love the number 3 because it's the Trinity. It's the body, mind, spirit. It's the child, the artist, the alchemist, the mother, the maiden, the crone, the triple goddess, the all the best things come and go in threes. What do they always say about the celebrities? When one goes, there's 2 more right behind them. So 3 is such a powerful energy of the universe. Not only that, looking at the 369, damn she fine, but that sort of, you know, multiplicationary part of this energy, which the eclipse started at 333 this morning, at least in my time zone. And it's definitely, 3 is a very powerful number. So it's also harmony. It's the balance. It's bringing together the past, the present, the future, body, mind, spirit, the just overall, you know, the will, the action, and the outcome. So it's very like, it's a very powerful number. And I think right now it's acting as very much so a wake-up call. Knock, knock. Who's there? The moon. And she really wants us to pay attention to where we are out of alignment, where we are out of harmony, especially because the world itself is very much so unharmonious right now. So at the very core, the greatest thing that we can do for the world and for ourselves is to bring harmony back inside. So I love the fact that it was an eclipse as well, because eclipses are like portals. You know, you figure it's the shadow coming over the moon, and all of the things that were once unseen become seen through this like veil lifting kind of energy. And I love to look at eclipses as kind of like a cosmic reset, especially because technically we are still in the time frame of the planetary parade that we were having just this weekend. So there is just a lot of energy happening right above our heads in this very moment, which is beautiful. I love that. It might be overwhelming, but like, love it. Take advantage of it. So if you have not yet today, definitely partake in some sort of dream work, some sort of meditation, some sort of creative flow, and really try to purge or reveal. I'm purging physically right now from being sick, but purging any sort of, like I said, blockages that are going to kind of keep us stuck. We don't want to be stuck this year, guys. We are in a #1 year, so it's time to just kind of beat down the doors and climb on our fire horse and just go for whatever it is that we want. Okay, so I'm gonna dive into one of our first prompts. So if you do have a journal, or you kind of just want to chew on this mentally, definitely feel free to jump on in. This whole worksheet that I created, there's a bunch of really cute activities. So if you would like to download it, check out my FB, Violet Imagery, and you can download it there. So the first prompt is healing a creative wound. Because I feel like, especially with the Pisces mixed with the Virgo energy, Virgo can be harsh. We know this. She can be a little bit of a critic, but it's because Virgo sees the potential in everybody. Virgo wants people to live up to that potential. And if that's not something that you're willing to do, Virgo is probably not going to be willing to keep you around. But then mixed with that Pisces energy, that's the abstract, that's the dream world, the spiritual world. So really bridging those two things together, that can be hard. But so the prompt is, if your inner artist could speak right now, what is one thing they are afraid to show the world? And how can you protect them? I love that because I'm seeing that as the inner artist being the Pisces. You know, what kind of abstract spiritual energies and messages are you trying to bring down and manifest? And then Virgo can kind of be that, like, okay, we love the idea, but how are we actually gonna like bring it into existence? Okay, that the nitty-gritty details of what actually has to happen to go from there to there. Okay, so I'll just express mine, and if anybody would like to share, you feel free. You feel free. So I am an artist, so my inner artist is my outer artist, which is sometimes a struggle, but sometimes I feel like I'm most afraid to show the world, I guess, my mistakes. It's hard to kind of see something in your head and know that you are having a really hard time putting it out into existence, and having a really hard time making it something that feels right, something that is harmonious, something that feels like it's actually like working. And how I can protect that is do it anyway. Do it anyway. And look at everything as more so of a lesson of, if I don't do it, how else can I learn to do it better? How else can I understand the intricate details if I'm not willing to put it out there? So for me, that's definitely more of my like guided meditations and stuff like that. I struggle getting in the brain of just like, do those words sound right? Is this correct? Is this the vibe? And you know what? At the end of the day, it's a vibe if I say it is. And I do. So let's just take a moment to really sink into that inner artist. Let's close our eyes for a second. Let's just find a very comfortable breathing pattern. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And in your mind's eye, I want you to see that inner artist and all of the tools and all of the gifts and all of the magic that they are so excited and so ready to bring forth into the world and into creation. And I want you to ask what they are most excited to bring into this world. What is the one thing that they feel that they are fully prepared and just full of passion about? And they're going to show you. I want you to see them showing you either the medium this will come through, the tools that you will use in this aspect, and just sink into that for a moment. And I want you to ask them why they're so scared. I want you to ask them what's holding them back from bringing this into the world. And I want you to assure them that bringing it into the world is going to be one of the greatest gifts that you're able to give the world, which is beautiful. All of those ideas and creative intentions are literally your spirit in motion in the physical world. And as you look at this inner artist, I want you to tell them how you are going to keep them safe in this expression. And just let them know that you're there for them. You're gonna hush the inner critic. And you're gonna allow them to open up and express what they've been wanting to express the most. And just take one more deep breath. Take that tool or that medium and allow them to be your hype man of creating it. Because it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be so beautiful. And whatever you see in your head, whatever you feel in your body, whatever you experience in your heart, these are going to be the things that you write down. Those are your messages directly from your inner artist, your higher self, your spirit guides. And we're going to shake it off. Ooh. So the next prompt is more based on the shadow release. So this is kind of the thing that was being brought up during the actual eclipse. So if you were awake at that time, wherever you were, think of kind of the thoughts and the feelings you were experiencing. But if you were asleep at that time, like I was, definitely, if you remember your dreams, dig deep into that and kind of see what's going on in there, and try to decode kind of what was going on and what's happening and the whole 9 yards, and just vibe it out. And the question that you want to ask yourself: what is a half truth that you have been telling yourself to stay comfortable? What is the tether that you've kind of chained to your being that made you feel safe and secure? But now that you've grown and you've changed and you've evolved so much, it's not doing you any favors. Okay? So really tune into this half-truth. It could be, I'm not ready. I don't have enough information. I don't have enough experience. I'm confused about some step or some aspect of that path or that journey. I'm not good enough. Pish posh. Pish posh. You wouldn't be here if you weren't ready. Let's just put that out there real quick. You would not be on this planet, in this place, in this time, in this frequency, with the gifts and the abilities that you have if you weren't ready. Of course, there's chaos happening upstairs. So just sit with yourself and maybe you come up with a couple half-truths. These half-truths are going to tell you what barriers and obstacles that you're kind of putting in your own way. So another good way to look at this is when you feel ready in your heart and you start taking action towards a manifestation, what normally gets in the way? What are normally some of the main obstacles that kind of pop up that keep you from moving forward or make you step back? Or just observe when you are trying to create something. Where are those back steps at? And those are going to be what also tell you, here are the half-truths that you keep telling yourself. Okay? So shake it off. We're only living in full truth right now, okay? Full truth right now. I think that's the goal of what we should try to be embodying this year. So the next prompt is speaking to the future self, right? We decided what our inner artist wanted and how we could help them achieve that. That's our goal. We realized what was holding us back from achieving that goal. And now it's time to talk to our future self who has achieved or at least made a lot of progress towards that goal and see what their vibe is, okay? So the prompt is, imagine yourself 3 months from now. 3. Are you going to be feeling more harmonious? Are you going to be feeling more aligned? Are you going to feel like you've really taken a lot of powerful manifestation actions forward to your dreams? I hope so. And the question is, what does your energy feel like now that the eclipse took this weight off of your shoulder? What does it feel like to not be carrying the weight of the world or the weight of your own sometimes unrealistic expectations? What does it feel like to stop holding back and to just power forward, knowing that you deserve what it is that you want? Okay? 3 months from now, what have you accomplished? And I want you to write those down in your little journal. I want you to write those down in the present tense. So for this specific question, I want you to write things down as if you are already the version of yourself 3 months from now. And you can say with confidence that you did this and this and this. Because you're a baddie. Okay? Easy peasy. All right. So, this is, the eclipse really opened up not just a portal, but kind of an energy where things could, there was a stronger signal. There was a stronger ability to hear, to dream, to have your eyes open. Okay? So, sorry, my cat was making like a weird noise. So this is kind of like a triple prompt. So they all kind of work together to create one cohesive message. Okay. And the first one is the whisper. So we're going to close our eyes again. And we're going to imagine that beautiful full moon in the sky. And we're going to bring back time to when the eclipse was happening. And that moon was shining in this beautiful red, this grounding, healing color. And I want you to think about your ancestors looking up at that same moon, generations, millennia, centuries apart, gazing at the same blood moon. They are your blood. They are the ones that have passed down many gifts, and also many wounds that you came here to set the story straight, okay? And I want you to ask them to send you a 3-word telegram through this portal, through this eclipse. I want you to see that telegram. You can see the energy filtering through the moon down into your mind. No filter, just pure energy and wisdom from your ancestors. What are those 3 words? What are the 3 things, 3 energies? What powerful message do they want to send through time and space that will guide you, heal you, empower you right here and right now? And you're going to want to write those down. And maybe send them a message back. It's never a one-way street. Maybe you can send them some healing words. Let them know that you're killing it right now. You are healing and you are being and you are creating. And you're making them proud. So send them back some loving words through this portal as well. And as it begins to close again, know that those ancestors are always just a few thoughts away. And they are always ready to connect and tune in with you, as long as the intention and the connection is good for you. Okay? So shake it off. Okay. The next prompt is thinking about some sort of anxiety that has been buzzing around in your ear recently. I know there's been a lot. Try not to go in the sense of macro. Don't think about the whole world. The whole world is out of your control, okay? We want to pinpoint an anxiety that we can actually influence within ourselves, okay? Something that we have control over. Because it's too easy to worry about the world. And it's too easy to kind of put the world before ourselves. We are our world.
Jordan.
I'm in the middle of a video. You tell people that you're doing these things. And then they do it anyway. Anyway, if that doesn't speak to what I was talking about, I don't know what else does. Inner artist wanting to put themselves out there, afraid that things won't go well. The anxiety is something happening that's out of my control, and then boom, it happens anyway. Does not make this any less beautiful. Okay. Tuning back in now. So we're going to write down what has kind of been buzzing around in our ear. Make sure that it's something that at the core you can take some sort of action towards. There's something that you can actually do about this, okay? So give it a thought, and then you want to write it down. And what we're trying to do is interrupt this frequency, okay? We're trying to cut it out, cut it down, de-stimulate stabilize the strength of the signal, okay? So once you write this down, I want you to draw 3 lines through it to disrupt that frequency, to disrupt that anxiousness. And I want you to feel the difference from when the words are bold and in your face and easy to read to when they're a little scribbled out. And I want you to almost be able to imagine that scribbling out anytime that those energies come through your mind, buzz in your ear, create this unharmonious self-talk, okay? And shake it off. Okay? And the last one of these prompts. So far we have a message from our ancestors, a disrupting the frequency of our anxiety. So we're choosing to have one message over the other, okay? And the last one, we're going to set a timer for 33 seconds, okay, obviously. And we're going to use our non-dominant hand, and we are going to scribble until the timer stops. And then we're going to look at what we can find in this Scribbles of a Madman. Okay, so let me get something, because I'm currently using every single one of my devices to do things with. Let me find a timer. Did you just set a timer for me? I swear I'm hearing stuff today. It's kind of crazy. All right. 33 seconds, guys. Okay. And we are going to start non-dominant hand, right? And we are going to scribble and just allow it to come out. No judgment. No judgment. Actually, I have a red. Okay, and we're starting right now. And just let it flow. Doesn't need to make sense. Doesn't have to be perfect. Something will come out of it. You know, that's how it goes. When we allow ourselves to just do the thing and express ourselves, sometimes we'll be surprised at what comes out. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Pens up. Okay. And we're going to observe our scribbles, okay? And you want to try and look at it from like every angle too. You want to get the whole picture, the whole vibe. And we're going to see what we see. Okay, interestingly enough, I do kind of see like the 2 fish in the pond. Very Avatar. Very Avatar vibes of the fish and the spirits in the pond. I also, of course, see the moon. Classic. Classic. All right. And easy peasy with this. Just write down what you see. Easy. Moon. See a moon? See fish? Anything else? Nope, I got a moon and fish. That's what I got. That's my message. That's my message. So you can either look up what those things kind of mean spiritually. You can give them your own meaning. You can ask your higher self kind of what that message is for you. Okay. And for me, I'm definitely getting, it's the fish are in a flow. The moon is our emotions and our intuition. So letting all of those things flow cohesively together. Even when things get overwhelming, still got to find the flow. Finding the flow in the chaos. That's my message. I think that's a pretty good message for the world right now. Finding the flow within the chaos. That is my mantra for the next couple of days. All right. So, and then, so this could be something that you maybe perfect, like based on what you see, you make a better drawing of it, and you could kind of use it as either a sigil, an affirmation image, something that you put on your altar as kind of like a reminder, okay? And then the next thing that we're gonna do is, I think this one's really cute. We are going to define our own personal trinity, okay? Body, mind, spirit, sun, moon, stars, sun, moon, earth, past, present, future, whatever trinity that you decide. Okay. So first you want to choose a image. We're going to do an image and a word that represent the physical vessel, your body, your grounded self, that you want to feel that you're embodying in 2026. Okay. So let's think on that. Okay. I want my body to be grounded. There's some examples, but I don't want to influence your natural intuition. Okay. So I won't read those until the end. So physical vessel. Okay. I immediately see like weird rock stacking things. You know, where they just like, you're just like, whoa, how'd they stack those rocks? That's crazy. Yeah, that's what I see. So rock, but like a fluid rock. I feel like it's like a fluid rock. Okay. And we're going to choose kind of one word to represent this energy. So one word to represent how you want to feel within your physical vessel this year. Seems obvious, but stable. Okay. The second thing is choosing some sort of imagery or representation for the mind, which is our lens, the perspective and the perception that we are viewing the world around us in. Okay. And what's really awesome about this is something that we can change at any time. Knowing how to change your lens to see different things and different situations and angles and perspectives is really good to make sure that you're seeing the whole picture. You're able to embody the whole truth and get all the information. Okay? So this says, what old story is the eclipse clearing from my thoughts? So also, how do I want to feel in my mind in the year of 2026? So kind of what has to go so that this can come in. All right. Let's see. And what you could also do is try to like combine all these things together in one cohesive image. And that could also be either like an affirmation or like a visual like altar to like remind you of like what you worked on today. So let's see, the old story being swapped with the new. Okay, okay. All right, so my old story is kind of an overflow of water, an overflow of emotions, feeling like I can't handle myself, which is untrue, at least now. At least now it is. And what's going to represent the new story is a beautiful candle. Yep. And it's just going to have this beautiful light. Small candle, big light. Small candle, big light. Dude, I'm just going to have some really beautiful energy happening. Yep. Okay. So, out with the overwhelm, in with the passion. This is passion. Overwhelm. Perfect. All right. The last one, excuse me. This last one is, what whimsical magic, this is the spirit, by the way, this is the spirit. What whimsical magic am I inviting in? And this is going to be also something that can help you tune in and connect with your spirit, with your intuition, with your guides, okay? So let's see. Whimsical magic. I feel like that's my normal magic. So we're going to go with I'm going to draw a fairy. Boop. She was a fairy. Whatever the music was. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to have 3 fairies. You know why? Because I can. And you know who they kind of look like? They look like Navi from Legends of Zelda. Yes, they do. All right. Bam, bam. And their word is simply just going to be magic. So, beautiful. Here's my image. Bam. Boom. Rocks, candle, fairies. Rocks, candle, fairies. Beautiful. Beautiful. So if I wanted, I could go and I could kind of like doll that up and make that better, kind of have like a master version. But this is, to me, this is my trinity. What grounds me is the rocks, how I want my body to be. I want to be stable. I want to be secure, but also fluid. I want to be able to go with the flow. Not every rock is going to be the same size. Not every action is going to make the same impact, but it all comes together. It all comes together, right? And it all comes together with my passion. My mind is my mastery. That's what lights up my reality. That's what shows me the truth. And then the fairies are just the magic that I bring into the world. And I do believe in fairies. I do. All right. So I want you to share your Trinity. Share your Trinity with me on the post that I make after this. So give me a follow and share your Trinity, because I want to see it. I want to see your beautiful artwork. I want to see all of the beautiful, amazing things that you're doing. Okay. So, we want to write down what this trinity is, okay, for your eclipse. And you could also add a little message from them, okay? So you know the rocks are stable, the fire is lighting up my passion, the fairies are guiding me towards magical opportunities, whatever your messages are. You're going to write those down. And now we're going to hop into a little tarot spread, which we love. Got your cards. Get your cards out. Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. All right. And it's going to be a 4-card spread. Okay, 4-card spread. And the first one is going to be what old version of me is finally fading out. And I'm going to read mine and just see, you know, if it resonates with you. Maybe you know, if you don't have cards or whatever, if this resonates with you, awesome. Maybe that's a message for you as well. So the old version of me that's fading out. King of Wands, the ability to stop resisting and or going off of major heavy impulses and just start surrendering to where you truly need to go. Not every fight is worth fighting. Not every idea is worth pursuing. It's about not dying on every hill. Pick a good one, you know. Don't die on every hill. That's a waste of energy. All right. And then the seed. So what is the new creative spark that is waiting to be nurtured? Love. The Magician. The embodiment of utilizing the tools at our disposal and the resources at our disposal to actually make things happen. So what's waiting to be nurtured? Your ability to get up and do the damn thing. At any given time, at any given point, you are capable. Always. Okay? So surrendering to your own capabilities because you are capable. So, and what was most of this whole sheet about? Letting go of the version of you that's fighting against the progress and step into the version of you that is more than capable of doing it. All right. And then this is the fruit that will come from the seed. So what will manifest if I lead with joy this month? And we are stepping into a spring energy, which I love. So this is definitely our planting seeds era for the year. So this is something you want to keep in mind continuously. All right. And this says rebellion. Yeah. Yeah. We are rebels with a cause. Okay. But the cause needs to be ourselves. Can't save the world, y'all. We can only help ourselves. And we can only help others who want to be helped. I think there's a big need to see the fact that a lot of people in this world just want to be the victim. And I know I ain't got time for that. So, gather with your fellow rebels and fight for love. Fight for what's right. Fight for yourselves. Okay. Okay. Easy. So if you lead with joy, you'll be connected with a lot of people who are also leading with joy. And at the core, that is the rebellion. It's just being happy, even when we're surrounded by bullshit. All right. And then the final message, this is a direct word from our higher selves. Okay. Okay, I love how we had the King of Wands in the beginning. And now we have the feminine page. Because in my deck, I have both feminine and masculine pages. Okay. So the message is stop looking back. Stop looking at all the shoulda, woulda, couldas. Looking back at the, oh, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. Well, you know what? You didn't. And you're right here, giving the opportunity to move forward. So stop looking back at where you have been and start looking forward to where you're about to be. Because we are about to be in some awesomeness. We have the sun at the end of the deck, guys. The journey is long, but we are strong. Look at this beautiful scenery that we just get to enjoy because we made it this far. Okay? The sun will shine. The sun is shining. All right? And then this is our very last activity. So when you do your cards, write down all your messages, write down all the vibes, okay? And now we are going to do, I'm calling this the ripple effect. All right. So this is going to be a somatic release. All right. So we're going to close our eyes. And we're just going to feel our body. The feeling of the weight of our past lifting off of our shoulders, washing away in this beautiful, deep pool of energy. And as you feel this energy sliding off of you, you can start to see the water much more clearly. And as you gaze into the water, I want you to find a heavy stone in your hand. This is a wound that you are ready to let go of. I want you to thank this wound for whatever it may have been protecting you from, but it's time to let it go. And I want you to take this heavy stone and throw it into the water. Hear the thud and watch the ripples. And as the ripples begin to silent and still, I want you to look down and see the version of yourself that no longer carries that wound. And notice how they feel. And this reflection of yourself is going to reach up and hand you a golden seed. And this seed is of your highest self. This seed is going to be what helps you reach those highest goals, those highest places. And I want you to toss that seed into the water. And as it sinks down, it's lighting up underneath of the surface. And it begins to grow long roots, deeper and deeper. And when you look down, you actually notice that these roots are creating a reflection of your highest self. And this higher self is looking right at you. And from its third eye, it plucks a bead, a single bead. And this bead of energy is a truth and a clarity that you're needing to know and feel and accept right here and right now. And as your higher self passes you this bead of energy, I want you to hold it in your hands. feel its magic rippling through your physical body. Feel it grounding you into this beautiful pool of water, a pool of truth and cleansing. And I want you to allow this bead of energy to sink into your own third eye and leave you with a message. And this message is going to allow you to reconnect to the deepest parts of yourself, to the deepest parts of your heart. And as this bead of energy sinks in, I want you to feel it filling every atom of your body with a specific word and a specific color. And that color begins to ripple out of your own body and into the water, so that you, your physical body, your mind, your spirit, and your subconscious are all now deeply connected. And in this moment, when you are fully aligned, you can do anything. So I want you to take all of the wisdom that you gained today and feel it in your heart, expanding and rippling out into the universe and manifesting all of the amazing, creative, magical things that you are capable of. And just sit for a moment in this beautiful energy, this calming pool of your own spirit. And just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And know that this beautiful place is always just a breath and a thought away. Now bring yourself back into the physical world, the physical realm. Open your eyes, and we're going to just give 3 big old shakes. 1, 2, 3. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're doing absolutely the best. Your ancestors are proud. Your spirit guides are there for you. And I cannot wait to see absolutely all of the amazing magic that unfolds in your life because you dare to do the work and you power through with the magic that you have. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. Thanks for coming. It's me, Violet Imagery. Check out the social medias, the platforms, the things where I be, and have a beautiful rest of this full moon energy.